Last time on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror Never-Ending Nightmares. Oh, baby, yeah. Oh, wow, she's pretty hot. Oh, I see why this is popular. Oh,
wait,
man.
Hold on.
Oh,
Dude,
wait,
stop.
what's going on?
Dude, none of that was actually shown in the review last night. None of it.
Really? None of them?
Yeah, it was just a plain review.
Okay. Alright. Last time on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror Never-Ending Nightmares. No sex, no nudity, no lesbianism. Just a plain, boring movie. Well, it's a review of a movie that actually contains some of that stuff, but, it's just not show anything. Alright. Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror Never-Ending Nightmares. Yes, it is episode 3 of this 31-night marathon of madness that never ends. Yes, well, I mean, I guess it's gonna end after 31 days, but anyway, so last night, kind of sleazy, kind of I don't know, mediocre, I don't know, but last night's interesting tale, The Devil's Nightmare. But I will continue on with the bloodbath. Yeah, that makes it sound kind of bad. I'm continuing on with the bloodbath. And the second part of that 4-movie set is an interesting slasher film called Pieces. And anyone who's into slasher films probably have heard of this one, maybe even have seen it. But it's a 1980s low-budget exploitation film where it wow, I am horrible. Where it exploits the violence and gore, as well as some pretty girls. Basically, we start out in, what was it, 1942? Kids in his room putting together a puzzle, and his mom comes in and says, "Oh, what are you doing, Junior?" and finds out that it's a nudie puzzle. Yeah, it's a naked chick. And of course she's like, "Oh my god, what the hell is this, and you're bad, and you go get a plastic bag because I'm going to throw this away and everything else that I find objectionable." So the kid, of course, returns with a plastic bag. No, he comes back with an axe and just chops, mommy dearest. And of course he's all covered with blood, and the cops show up, and he's hiding in a closet, and so they think, "Oh no, someone killed the mom and chopped her head off, and the poor kid's all bloody." And of course, modern day forensics would have figured out that the kid was the one responsible, but whatever. So we go 40 years into the future. Yeah, that's right, man. Screw that 20 years crap. We're going to full bore 40, which means he's like gotta be in his 50s most likely. So we are now at this this college, this university, and this one girl is just lying on the campus lawn, and some guy just chops her head off with a chainsaw. Yeah, I know, it's strange. Well, what we do find out is that apparently in a scene previous, a girl is skateboarding, and she crashes into a large mirror, and apparently because like the mom from the 1940s broke the mirror, that sort of crashing through the mirror opened up something in the guy's brain to want him to complete another nudie puzzle. But the situation is now is that he's using actual human bodies as the pieces. Yeah, so he chops off the one girl's head, and then of course she needs a torso and arms and legs, and yeah, so that's basically the plot of the film. The police get involved and try to figure out who's the guy dismembering all the women's student bodies. And of course we get like a typical slasher movie, like 3 different red herrings. We're not quite sure who it is, though I sort of figured it out. And actually was pleased that it was, because I thought, you know, that one would have been my pick. So I'm glad that maybe I'm not glad, actually, if I'm thinking the same way as these sick individuals think. Well, anyways, so it's basically that. Your typical formulaic slasher film where you've got the helpless girls getting stalked by a heavy-breathing guy. I mean, seriously, he's all like... I mean, I swear, it's like, how could they not hear the guy coming up? And of course, he's got a chainsaw, a freaking chainsaw. Of course, he doesn't, like, you know, turn it on until he's, like, ready to go in for the kill. But then again, doesn't anyone else in this school hear anything? I mean, one was a broad daylight murder. The other was at the school pool during, he said, what was it, 3 p.m.? I think is what she said she wanted to go swimming. So it's 3 p.m. in the middle of the day, it's a dark pool, there's windows. You see outside and she's gonna like swim topless out at 3 p.m. with windows and stuff, and of course the guy's gonna chop her into pieces with a chainsaw, loud, in a pool, 3 p.m. in the middle of the day. I don't know. Plus another thing that kind of gets me is that maybe it's the change in how police deal with things, but the whole thing was like the cops didn't want to release any details, didn't want to give any story to any reporters or whatever. The school just wanted it to be kept quiet. We didn't want to have I mean, nowadays that school would have been locked down. People would have been, they'd have probably arrested 50 people. You know, it's just kind of a little difference. Anyways, so let's get to those scores, shall we? So violence and gore, I'm giving it a solid 3 out of 5. We got some chainsaw fooling, we got some head chopping, some torso chopping, some arm chopping, some blood, some knifing. I mean, it is pretty violent, but the gore effects are, you know, well, low budget. So that's why I'm giving it a 3. I guess probably could easily given it a 3.5, but I'm sticking with a 3, man. I got standards, don't I? Don't I? Next shock value, 1 out of 5. There's nothing really shocking about this movie. Just a bunch of jump scares, and most of them are pretty bad. But so, 1 out of 5. We've got plot, 2.5 out of 5. Like I said, it is basically the formula for a slasher film, so nothing special. However, the plot isn't like, except we have to kind of infer that the breaking the mirror was what triggers the guy to go nuts, because it never really explains it. However, I kind of like the fact that the movie doesn't just beat you over the head and says, hey, this is exactly what happened. You kind of almost have to infer, you almost have to use your brain for that part. So, you know, kudos to them for not just spoon-feeding us the whole damn thing. So, acting, I'll give it another 2.5 out of 5. We had some bad, we had some good. I mean, I really like one of the, 2 of the detectives. Some of their lines were kind of bad, but I like their performances overall. And so I'm giving them an average score there. So now we're going to Nudity. Nudity, we're giving this a 3 out of 5. This is, there is a lot of it in this film. And I'm kind of, you know, giving it a 3 instead of a 4 because of, quality. Because not to say that none of them were real nice. I'm just saying, you know, some of them were kind of bloodied up, and you know, it's kind of, you know, it is what it is. But still, man, they really started to pile it on, getting closer to the end. So you know what? That's, you know, kudos. Those bonus points really affect the score. So now I'm going to go to my enjoyment factor, which I'm giving it a solid 3 out of 5. I mean, I love slasher films. I even love the 80s slasher films, the cheesy, low budget. It's just a popcorn movie. It's a movie where you don't have to really think, but they give you enough in the plot with the red herrings for you to kind of think, like, you know, who did it, and keep you interested. And I didn't really find many parts to, like, be slow or dragging. Some of the things were kind of like, what, really? But all in all, I enjoyed it, and it's right up my alley, you know, 80s, slasher, violence, titties, you know, come on, a great popcorn, you know, just enjoy it, horror movie, you know. And of course we'll go to my overall impressions, which is 2.5 out of 5. It's just, you know, just an average film. It's just an average slasher film. I say a lot better than the slasher films that come out nowadays with their overly stylized, not, you know, nothing, you know, no fan service, no fun, you know, they just, you know, this one kind of tickles the right places, but in the end, just average. And that leads to the average score. You average them all up to 2.5 out of 5, which, you know, I totally agree. So there you have it, the movie Pieces. However, I must say, there is a scene in this movie which is really interesting because one of the characters says one of the craziest freaking things ever, really. I mean, just check it out.
The most beautiful thing in the world is smoking pot and fucking on a waterbed at the same time.
Seriously, like, yeah, and I'm sure there's people watching this who, you know, all 4 people who end up watching this are going to go, oh, I'm going to try that. No, don't try that. Don't do drugs, people. Just say no, you know? You know, this public service message was brought to you by I'm Not Getting Sued by People.com. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. I don't know if this was a short or sweet thing. I have no idea how long this took. But there you go. The movie Pieces, part 2 of the 4 in the Bloodbath packet of movies. The next 2 I'm just going to do. And honestly, I think the next one is the reason why I bought this. So stay tuned tomorrow, the 4th, for episode 4, which will be the next one. I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you all about it. Little hint, Mario Bava. It's a Bava film. So there you go. Legendary Italian filmmaker Mario Bava. Now you can look at now you're going to start looking it up on the internet to try to figure out what the next film is. You probably will be easily found, so no mystery there. But whatever. So join me next time as I do that. And as always, everybody, you stay scared. Oh, by the way, like, my God, like, making these things is taking a lot longer than I thought. And then the freaking YouTube uploads or whatever, man. And I am, you know, averaging, like last night I was up till 1 in the morning. The night before I was up till 3 in the freaking morning. So I think some of the other things are going to be less put together than these, because especially on nights where I have to like work until like 10 or 11, that's probably not going to work out too well. And plus there are times where I'm working at 7 in the morning, which means that I don't have a lot of time at night to like put everything, because I got to, like, you know, get my ass to bed. So just a little fair warning. Usually it's going to be Thursdays and Fridays are going to be more put together than the other days. Just telling you that. So there you go. You guys stay scary and enjoy yourselves, and I will see you tomorrow night. Yeah.